At the start of last year, I had a thought that almost stopped me from investing altogether. And not because I didn't think that investing was a good idea, and not because I didn't have any money to invest, but because I was 33 years old and I genuinely wondered whether I'd missed my chance. Had I left it too late? Had I missed the years when compounding really matters? And had I spent so long thinking about investing that I'd accidentally just talked myself out of it? Everywhere that I looked online, it felt like the same message. Start at 18, start at 21, certainly start in your 20s, give your money decades to compound. And every time I saw those messages, I found myself thinking, well, that's great, but I don't look, feel, or actually am 21 years old. I just turned 33. I do suspect though that I'm not the only person who's had that thought, because one of the most common comments I see from people who are thinking about investing is some version of, have I left it too late? What's the point when I'm X number of years old? And if I'm honest, I think that's actually the wrong question, because before we can answer whether we're late, we have to answer something else. Late for what exactly? Because when I really thought about it, I realized that I wasn't actually comparing my situation to reality. I was comparing it to a version of my life that no longer existed, and that changed everything. The truth is, the best time for me to start investing probably was years and years ago. If I could go back and talk to my 24-year-old self, I'd absolutely tell him to start earlier, probably drink a bit less, and lock in a 1.7% mortgage deal for 20 years and so on, the benefit of hindsight, hey. But I'd also tell him to stop overthinking it. I'd tell him that investing isn't something that only rich people do, and I'd also tell him that he doesn't need to know everything before he starts. I'd tell him to begin with something simple and just get going. But here's the problem. I can't do that. None of us can. And none of this video should be considered financial advice for yourself. You should do your own research and your capital is at risk. I'm just sharing with you what I have been doing with my own real money. That decision that I made at 24 years old to have 1 or 10 more pints instead of investing is already made. The decision I made at 28 years old is already made. The decision I made at 31 years old, you guessed it, is already made. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck, because we spend so much time comparing ourselves to what we should have done that we never focus on what we can do now. It's almost like a weird form of self-punishment. We know we should have started earlier, we keep reminding ourselves of that fact, and somehow we think that that will help, but it doesn't. It just makes us feel bad. And feeling bad does not improve our future, it only ruins the present. When I finally decided to start investing properly, I realized I had 2 options available to me. So option 1 was to spend the next 20 years regretting the fact that I didn't start age 24, for example. But option 2 was to spend the next 20 years doing something about it. And honestly, once I looked at it like that, the choice became pretty damn obvious, because let's imagine I had started investing at 24. Would I be in a better financial position today? Probably. Compounding is real, time does matter, starting earlier is generally better, but that's not the choice that I had. My actual choice was much simpler than that. Start at 33 years old, or don't start at 33 years old. That is it. And those 2 futures look very different. Let's use some real rough numbers, and again, these aren't predictions, guarantees, or financial advice or anything like that. They're simply examples to illustrate the point I'm trying to make. So let's say that somebody invests £800 per month and achieves an average return of about 7% per year over the long term. If they start at 23 years old and continue for 30 years, they could end up with roughly £975,000. Pretty incredible, right? Now let's say they don't start investing until age 33. The same £800 per month, the same 7% returns over the long term, but now they invest for 20 years instead of 30 years because they've got less time. They end up with roughly £420,000, and at first glance, that's a bit depressing, right? Because you immediately see what those extra 10 years could have been worth. But then I realized that I was comparing myself against the wrong person. The real comparison isn't 23-year-old me versus 33-year-old me. The real comparison is 33-year-old me versus 33-year-old me who never starts. Because if I never start, the number isn't £420,000, it's 0. And suddenly, £420,000 doesn't look like a failure anymore. Because if I spent 10 years regretting it, regretting not starting sooner, I'd eventually wake up at 44 and realise I've done exactly the same thing again. I'd be having the same conversation, I'd just be somewhat older. And at some point, I realised that regret is only useful if it changes your behaviour, otherwise it's just suffering. And that was probably the biggest mindset shift for me. I stopped looking backwards, not completely, I still wish that I'd started earlier, sure, I'd be lying if I said otherwise, but I stopped allowing that regret to influence what I did next, because what really surprised me about investing wasn't the money. It was actually how quickly my thinking changed, because before I started, investing felt really intimidating, complicated, something I should understand fully before getting involved. Once I actually started, it became surprisingly normal, so a monthly transfer, a recurring investment, a process. And over time, that process became part of my identity. I wasn't somebody who planned to invest anymore. I was somebody who actually invested. And that might sound like a small difference, but I don't think it is. Because for years, I wanted the outcome without becoming the person. I wanted that future financial security, I wanted options later in life, and I wanted flexibility, but I hadn't built the habits that would get me there. Starting changed that. And this is where I think the conversation becomes bigger than investing, because most things in life work out the same way. Getting fitter, starting a business, learning a skill, building a YouTube channel, hopefully if you hit that subscribe button down below, thank you very much. In all those things, the longer that you wait to start, the harder it feels. And eventually, you can convince yourself that you've missed the opportunity completely. But often, that's just fear wearing a disguise. I see it with YouTube all the time. People sometimes say about my triathlon channel, you were lucky you started years and years ago. Maybe, but if I'd listened to the voice telling me that I was too late back then, I wouldn't have started then either. And that's really what I think this video is about, or the message I'd like to get across in this video. It's not investing, it's not compounding, it's not even really about money. It's more about the danger of comparing your reality to an imaginary version of yourself, because that imaginary version always wins. The version where you started earlier, where you made fewer mistakes, where you bought the right investments or never wasted money, the one where you always knew exactly what you were doing with the benefit of hindsight, well, that person doesn't exist, or at least it doesn't for me. I've made loads of mistakes over the years. I've spent money on things that I wouldn't buy now. I've delayed decisions. I've overthought things. I've worried about things that turned out not to matter at all, but that's normal, that's life. And once I just accepted that, investing became much easier because I stopped trying to optimize the past and started focusing on the future. And one thing that I have realised over the last 18 months is that investing isn't really about becoming rich, or at least it isn't for me. It's about creating options, it's about reducing future stress, it's about giving myself more choices in life. The money itself is only really useful because of what it allows me to do, otherwise it is just numbers on a piece of paper. And I say that quite a lot, but for the most part, money is just numbers on a piece of paper. And if those things are my goal, then starting at 33 still makes complete sense, because 53-year-old me doesn't care whether 33-year-old me started at 23. 53-year-old me cares whether 33-year-old me started at all. That's the only thing that I can influence then. And weirdly, that thought gave me a lot of comfort. It made me realise that I wasn't late, I just simply was where I was. And those aren't the same thing. Late implies that the opportunity has gone. Being where you are simply means that that's where you're starting from, and everybody starts from somewhere. It just so happens that some people start at 18, some people start at 33, some people might start at 63. The important thing is that they start or that they don't. And ultimately, that's the decision that we all face. Not whether we should have started years ago, but whether we're willing to start today. Because today is the only date that we can actually do anything about, and that's why I've stopped asking whether I was late. It's an interesting question, but it's just not a useful one. The useful question is, what can I build from here? Because that's the question that changes your future. And if there's one thing I've learned over the last 18 months or so of investing, is that progress feels a lot better than regret, even when you wish you'd started sooner. So thank you very much for watching. Please do hit subscribe if you'd like to follow this journey. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.